Hey guys, this is Mike, and I wanted to take a couple minutes here to talk about the new illustration layout for Painter 2017. Right now I have just opened up Painter, and you can see this is the default layout. But if I pop over to Window, go down to the Layout area, and switch to Illustration, one of the many presets here. Give it a second, and it will switch over to the new illustration layout. Okay, so now what you can see is that we have some new palettes, and we also have something that's pretty interesting, and it's actually really nice for folks who want to free up some real estate on their screen. They have the new layered drawers feature, which is this gray bar right here. If I click on it, you'll see that it has my paper libraries, my grains, and basically anything I want to add to this drawer I can add just by clicking and dragging it in. And now the great thing about it is that if I click on the bar, it completely disappears. So that's fantastic. You also can make your own drawers just by clicking on any of the palette little gear icons here and clicking palette drawer. You'll get a default name here which you can rename just by again clicking on the gear and changing this to Mike's drawer or whatever you want to call it. So now if I wanted to grab my reference image and drag it in here, I could. If I wanted to grab any of the existing palettes that are just kind of floating, I could drag those in there. Let's say we want to put everything in here. We can size it so you can see it and close it. Now if you look over here where it says colors and layers, if I double click it, you'll see that it collapses everything, which is great. So you can lay out your screen however you want it and put everything in these drawers and collapse them down to nothing and paint. So you'll see that one of the palettes that just collapsed is the gradients here. So 2017 has a new feature. I'm sure that there'll be a full video on it, but there's a new feature that allows you to use interactive gradients to color your images, and it's actually pretty cool. I'm going to run through it real quick. So I have my image here that I did for Marvel. I made a grayscale version of it. I just desaturated it, and now I'm going to make a new layer. Come over to my tools over here and click on interactive gradient. Select that and come up here and choose one of these presets. So I'm just going to grab this one because it's interesting. Just drag out the gradient, let it process, and you can see I have this cool kind of swirly red thing here. So I can adjust it just by pulling these sliders, and you'll see that it changes the way that the gradient looks itself. Slide this up a little bit so you can see. Okay, so I have the gradient over top of my image. You'll see that it's on its own layer. It's not affecting anything that's below it. And I will come over to the Express Paint, and I want it to have, I don't want it to be just a smooth gradient. I want it to have some brush strokes. So I will select something like the heavy dabs here. Okay, so it reses up, shows you kind of what it's going to look like. I'll click OK because I like that. Okay, now that's committed. I can turn it off, and there's my original image. There's my color image below it. And now that that's on there, what I can do is, using the composite method, I can switch to something like color, and I have a colored effect here, or overlay, or what have you. Let's try soft light, see what that looks like. That's a little desaturated, but if I go back to overlay and I pull down the opacity a little bit, now we're working here. I have something that's interesting. So you see with these gradient nodes and the interactive gradients, you have a lot of really cool tools at your fingertips here to take your image and change it. So if you want to go in and take, if you want to customize this, you totally can. Let's say I have my brushes that I always use, so I'll go to my custom palette and load in my pencils. Here they are over here. Custom palette. My oils, everyday brushes, and my particle brushes. Okay, so here are all the brushes that I use. Right, I want to put them in a drawer because I think that that's pretty cool, and I will rename this Mike's brushes. Pull these up here and dock them the way that I like, and I can collapse them, pull them on out of the way. So that's the new illustration layout, one of the many new layouts that's available in Painter 2017.